Hello everyone, welcome to Swayam Prabha. Our today's discussion is on Indian political thought part 1. As a part of our course, we are here to know and learn about some of the most influential and prominent Indian philosophers whose philosophy and thought process helped to shape and navigate the making of political discourse in Indian society. Today, we are here to talk about one such prolific scholar whose contribution in framing and shaping the political thought of India, specifically among the Indian Muslims, are beyond limit and profound. We are talking about Syed Ahmed Khan. For a better understanding of Syed Ahmed Khan's thought process, we have divided this lecture in 4 parts. His biography, the contribution he did in the field of education in India, efforts taken for the modernization of the Muslim community, and last, and the final module, comprehends a critical analysis of his influence in the Indian thought process. The evolution of Muslim political thought in India was a complex phenomenon, which involved historical context of their social, cultural, and political life. Along with this, the interactive process which the colonial rule, particularly in the aftermath of the revolt of 1847, induced, had a profound impact on their social, cultural, educational, and political life. These developments also affected the political process which were unfolding in the course of an articulation of anti-colonial nationalist ideology among the Muslim masses. One of the finest figures in this context who was responsible for the upliftment and political mobilization of the then Indian Muslims was Sir Syed Ahmed Khan. Especially at a period of time when Muslims were divided on lines of language, region, and class, by the 19th century, Syed Ahmed Khan emerged as one of the greatest reformer, educationalist, and modernizer within the Muslim community. The objective of the lecture series is to understand the relevance and importance of Sir Syed Ahmed Khan, especially in the present Indian context with regard to the social, class, and educational position of Indian Muslims. In this lecture, we will try to unfold how Syed Ahmed Khan played an incredible role in the upliftment of the community. He did not only evolve a new philosophy and pedagogy for public instruction, but also played a remarkable discursive prose which affected and changed the attitude of people, especially the Muslim community, toward the social, cultural, and the nationalist ideology. He was an iconoclast who promoted a scientific view of life and found space for pure rationalism and opposed to romantic sentimentality. In this module, we propose to make you travel through pages of history to get acquainted about the major events that shaped the biography of Syed Ahmed Khan and his philosophy as the begetter of Muslim modernization in India. For a better understanding, this module is divided in some subcategories. We'll begin with his early life. We'll talk about the development of his political thought in the pre-colonial and especially during the colonial period. We will pay attention how the revolt of 1857 made a huge shift in his philosophy, which eventually gave birth to the Aligarh Muslim University, followed by the Aligarh movement. And finally, strolling through the influences, legacy, and some of his major work, we will come to an end and conclude this lecture. By the end of 1800, the once great Mughal Empire was nearly at end. The throne of Mughal Empire at that time was under the leadership of Emperor Akbar II, whose real authority, unfortunately, was confined to a steadily shrinking area in and around Delhi. Following the British victory at Delhi under Lord Lake in 1803, the Mughal realm was reduced to the fort alone. However, despite the declining power of the Mughal court, it held tightly to the tradition and the court etiquettes. This was a period of time when Syed Ahmed Khan was born in Delhi. Born in October 17, 1817, Syed Ahmed Khan's father, Syed Muttaqi Muhammad, was an advisor to the then Emperor Akbar II, while his grandfather, Syed Hadid Alamgir, held a position of prominence in the Mughal court. He received his early education from his maternal grandfather, Khwaja Fakhruddin, who once held the title of Jawaduddin Daula and was a Hazari in the Mughal court. While his maternal grandfather, Khwaja Fakhruddin, served the East India Company, first as an attaché to the Lord Wellesley's mission to Iran in 1799, and later as a political officer in the court of the kings of Burma in Awa. Syed Ahmed Khan's mother, Amirun Nisa, was a cultured and a refined woman who ensured that she will meticulously nurture and educate her during the formative years. Syed Ahmed Khan's education began in the year 1822 under the guidance of Shah Ghulam Ali, who back at that point of time was his father's spiritual advisor. His initial lessons in reading and understanding the Quran were provided by a female tutor, Ariba Shahar. He received an educational typical of Delhi Muslim nobility, studying at a maktab led by Maulvi Hamiduddin, which was situated near his ancestral home. He eventually started learning Persian and Arabic. His studies included works by notable Muslim scholars and writers such as Sahabi, Zawq, and Ghalib. Additional tutors taught him mathematics, astronomy, and algebra. For several years, he also studied medicine with Hakim Ghulam Haider Khan. Syed Ahmed Khan was not only limiting his growth based on the books and the treatise of that point of time, but rather he was showing his interest as a skilled swimmer, shooting, and other sports. He actively participated in the cultural life of Mughal court and attending gatherings, festivals, and recitations. His early education was also shaped by his maternal grandfather, who, apart from serving as a wazir in the Mughal court, was also a teacher, mathematician, and an astronomer. He was also disposed towards Sufism, which left its impact on Syed Ahmed Khan since his early childhood. He learned the working of Mughal court from his maternal uncle, Khwaja Zainuddin Ahmed, who was also an expert in music and mathematics. Additionally, Syed Ahmed Khan's brother established one of the first printing presses in Delhi and launched one of the earliest newspapers in Urdu, which was the main language of the then northern Indian Muslims. When Syed Ahmed Khan's father, Syed Muhammad Taqi, who lived on a Mughal allowance, passed away, Bahadur Shah II, who was the final Mughal ruler, bestowed upon Syed Ahmed Khan the title of Jawahud-Daula and Arif Jang. The positions, those were left vacant after his maternal grandfathers passed away. With his father's death, the family of Syed Ahmed Khan faced financial difficulties, which eventually in the year 1838 led him to join the East India Company as the Sharistadar, which means record keeper in Delhi. Later, he started serving as the Naib Munshi at the Commissioner's Court in Agra. From there, he rose to the role of Sadar Amin, or a subordinate judge in Delhi, and eventually held appointments and important positions in various towns including Mainpuri, Fatehpur Sikri and later Muradabad, Ghaziabad and Banaras as Sadaruz Sood. His dedication earned him widespread respect and recognition, which included the knighthood. It was Sir Syed Ahmed Khan's administrative career which allowed him to observe the societal condition. He closely observed and gained insight into the public's challenges and the working of the British administration back at that point of time, which in fact was the beginning of his consciousness about the Indian masses. Sir Syed Ahmed Khan's versatile personality led him to be an active player in multiple fields alongside his judicial duties. He began his career as a writer in Urdu at the age of 23 with religious tracts. During his tenure as Sadr-e-Amin in Delhi, he authored Asarul Sannadid, which basically tracked the monuments of pre-colonial Delhi. This book garnered significant attention and was later on translated into French by eminent Orientologist Garcien de Tracy, and which eventually made its way to England. He was transferred from Delhi to Rohtak and subsequently to Bijnor in the year 1835. In order to understand how the revolt of 1857 played an incredible role in the thought process of Syed Ahmed Khan, we will now look into how this revolt played a significant role. The turbulence of any major political upheaval is marked by turmoil, especially when it signifies the end of an era. The revolt of 1857 marked the end of the Taniwr dynasty, including its nobility, which had lived long been the backbone of the society. The old order had ended and the new one had not yet emerged, resulting in mutual distrust between the new British rulers and the followers of the former Mughal regime. The British viewed Indian, particularly Muslims, with deep suspicion, while Muslims in turn viewed everything British, their culture, clothing, food, language, with a lot of disdain. The era of British adventure, who adapted to Indian customs, dressed in Indian attire and even composed poetry in Rekhta, has passed. And despite the Queen's proclamation in the year 1858, the tension yet persisted. As a pioneer in documenting Delhi's archaeological heritage, Syed Ahmed Khan was also the first to record the history of 1857. In his Tarikh-e-Sarkish-e-Bijnor, he vividly described the event he witnessed in his town. He also authored Riyasal Asab-e-Baghawat-e-Hind in the year 1858, a political pamphlet written in Urdu which was later translated in English by Sir Auckland Colvin. This pamphlet, titled The Cause of the Indian Revolt in English, was one of the earliest political analysis written by any Indian government servant without formal political training. In this work, Syed Ahmed Khan fearlessly analyzed the cause of the revolt and placed blame on the British for not admitting Indian to the legislative councils. Within a few years, this pamphlet gained a significant attention and influenced British policy, which eventually led to the Indian Council Act of 1861, allowing Indian to join the Governor-General's Legislative Council. Apart from that, the event of 1857 also impacted Syed Ahmed Khan greatly, as he got intensely concerned with the plight of his countrymen, especially those of Muslims who needed all-round rejuvenation. He thought that the propagating messages for imparting right education would be the best way to take the people from their current state of crisis. He firmly believed that people must get rid of biased opinion against English language and Western domains of education. If they were to survive, it was necessary for them to have an alternative view which would enable their political, social and cultural development. This is how he argued that they could be brought to see the realities of the new world and usher themselves in an age of awakening. He further believed that the people would have to remain satisfied serving the foreigners in menial capacity. In order to pursue his aim, he eventually established the famous scientific society at Ghazipur in the year 1864. This society was directed towards getting the translations of Western knowledge and converted them into Urdu. He also started publishing Tehzibul Akhlaq in the year 1870 to instill modern consciousness amongst the Muslims. These institutions were open to all citizens. Hindus, Muslims, they jointly managed them and were playing an active role in the development of the educational discourses. However, developments in the late 1860s changed the direction of his effort. In the year 1867, while stationed in Banaras, a city which had a significant religious importance for Hindus, Syed Ahmed witnessed a movement aiming at replacing Urdu with Hindi. This experience convinced him that the path of Hindus and Muslims were somehow, although similar, are yet diverged. During a visit to England from 1867 to 1870, he devised a plan for a grand educational institution. He was envisaging for creating a Muslims' Cambridge. Upon his return, he formed a committee for this purpose and launched the famous influential journal Tahdid al-Akhlaq, which is roughly translated in English as the Social Reform. The main onus of this journal was to promote the upliftment of Muslim community and to foster modern consciousness among the Muslim masses. His efforts culminated in the founding of Madrasatul Ulm in Aligarh in May 1875, which after his retirement in the year 1876 got expanded into the Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College, which was inaugurated by the then Viceroy in January 1877. Despite facing opposition from conservative circles, the college quickly and eventually became Aligarh Muslim University, which today stands as the testament of Syed Ahmed Khan's vision. In the year 1886, Syed Ahmed Khan established the All India Muhammadan Educational Conference, which held annual meetings at various locations to promote education and provide a unified platform for all Indian Muslims. Until the creation of Muslim League in 1906, the conference served as the main national center for Indian Islam. Through his Aligarh movement, Syed Ahmed influenced Indian society and culture, not only advancing Urdu language and literature, but also laying foundations for new intellectual discourses. He brought literary pursuits and intellectual inquiry which were closer to the contemporary realities. Apart from these socio-political events, another major factor that helped shaping the political thought process of Syed Ahmed Khan were the then prominent scholars, to whom he was reading and getting inspirations. By his early years in Delhi, Sir Syed Ahmed Khan developed connections with literary figures like Ghalib, Zawq, who refined prose and poetry, left a lasting impact on his writing style. Start. During this period, he frequently visited Imam Baksh Sahabi and Sadruddin Khan. Another significant influence was his teacher and friend in Agra, Nur al-Hasar Khandakhal, an Arabic instructor in Agra College in the early 1840s, who encouraged and refined his early works. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was also inspired by the Tunisian reformer Hayrad Pasha, which helped him adopting the approach of using freedom of expression to promote reforms within the Muslim community. Amongst the Western thinkers, the utilitarians, particularly John Stuart Mill, shaped strongly his political views. And it was Mill's idea which are frequently referred and observed in Syed Ahmad Khan's writing. Additionally, he was also influenced by the essays of Joseph Addison and Richard Steele, which helped modeling his journal after the work The Talter and The Spectator. Apart from these scholars, Syed Ahmad Khan expressed his rationalist view in a prose style that was simple, clear and accessible. His associates adopted a similar approach, and intellectuals such as Khwaja Altaf Hussain Hali, Allama Nuami, Maulana Nazir Ahmad, Maulana Zakalul drew inspirations from the Aligarh movement, which eventually enriched the socio-literary culture of Urdu language in India. Among the major works of Syed Ahmad Khan, some of the most prominent are Asarul Sanadid, Asbab-e Baghawat-e-Hind, Khutbad-e Ahmadiyya, Tafsir-ul-Quran, Tariq-e Sarkashi Bijnor, and others. Asarul Sanadadi documents the architectural wonders of Old Delhi, while Asbab-e Baghawat-e-Hind examines the cause of the 1857 revolt and seeks to clearly understand how, because of the ill treatment of the British and misrepresentations of the Indian, was primarily one of the major reasons for the revolt. His work, Tasfirul Quran, presents a controversial rationalist interpretation of the Quran, which was an incredible piece of work because he dismissed the miracles in religious matter. Apart from this, in his literary works, his famous works also includes his travelogues and other interests of writing. In the year 1836, Syed Ahmad Khan was married to Parsa Begum, who was also called as Mubarak Begum. They had two sons, Syed Hamid and Syed Mahmud, and was blessed by a daughter, Amina, who unfortunately died at a very young age. Syed Ahmad Khan lived the last 2 decades of his life in Aligarh. He regarded widely as the mentor of the 19th and the 20th century Muslim entrepreneurs. Battling illness and old age, Syed Ahmad Khan died on 27th of March 1898. He was laid to rest within the premises of the Jama Masjid, which is located right now at the Aligarh Muslim University. During his own lifetime, the Englishman, renowned British magazine of 19th century, in a commentary on November 17, 1857, boldly argued Syed Ahmad Khan's life as a striking, illustrated one of the best phase of modern history. Among some of the notable moments of honor that were conferred to Syed Ahmad Khan, some of the prominents were the Companion of Order of Stars of India for his services as the Principal Sadrul Amin Fellow at the Calcutta and Allahabad University by the Viceroys in the year 1876 and 1887 respectively. The suffix of Khan Bahadur and subsequently knighted by the British government in the year 1888. Eventually, he also received the honorary causes degree from Edinburgh University through his membership of Imperial Legislative Council. In the year 1973 and 1998, the Indian Postal Services also issued commemorative postal stamp in his honor. Beyond India, in the year 1990, the Pakistan Postal Services also issued a commemorative postal stamp to honor his contribution as pioneer of freedom. And in the year 1997, Syed Ahmed Khan was also commemorative with an English Heritage Blue plaque in Bloomsbury, where he lived from 1869 till 1870. In the year 2017, a 50 rupees coin was also issued by the State Bank of Pakistan on his 200th birth anniversary, commemorating the contribution of Sir Syed Ahmed Khan. With this, we come to a conclusion of today's lecture on understanding the biography of Syed Ahmed Khan. In fact, there are very few scholars and political thinkers in India who played an incredible and unbelievable role in shaping the mind and the thought process of the Indians during the 19th and the early 20th century. Undoubtedly, Syed Ahmed Khan stands as one of the prolific amongst them.
After hearing the lecture, let's see if we can answer the questions.